Hello! Welcome to our Mother's Day episode. Very exciting!
Yay! Yes, so we have my lovely mother, Laura Ann Pahopian here. Mm-hmm. Look at you.
Look at you. Go ahead, introduce yourself. Hi. How are you doing?
I am Amanda's mother. Laura Ann Pahopian. What else do you want?
What do you do?
What do I do? As little as possible, as my husband would say. No, that didn't sound right. He doesn't say that I do as little as possible. He wants to do as little as possible. See, we're almost near retirement, so let me explain. He didn't say that about me.
Too much control.
What do I do? I am a mom. Mm-hmm. I'm a sister and an aunt and a wife and a cook, and I teach, and I enjoy wine and bourbon and food.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, it's about it.
Yes.
That's about it.
I love it. For our first activity, we just want to go around and share kind of like an icebreaker, 3 bucket list items that we have. Either life goals, 3 bucket list items we want to do in the next 5 years, rest of our life, whatever.
Junie's really going at it over there.
Kitty cat.
Cat. Junie girl. Maybe I'll put a picture on the screen. Okay. Bucket list items. Mm-hmm. Does anyone have any ideas? Want to go first?
No.
Okay.
I gotta think of mine.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got some.
Okay, so how many? What are the years again? Like just 5, 10?
It could be any bucket list.
Okay.
Recent ones, yeah.
Bucket list definitely is to travel Europe with Amanda and Paul, my husband. After she graduates, that'll be a big bucket list. Mm-hmm. Really, anything after that would be a bonus. Seriously, I think you get to a certain point where you're just like, if it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
But I would just like to do that for sure. I want to check that one off the list.
Those are good answers.
I like it.
Yeah. I think number 1 for me would probably be to shoot a Taylor Swift concert.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I want to do that one too.
You want to shoot it? You want with, yeah.
I'll carry your equipment.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do it together. Yeah. Shoot a Taylor Swift concert. Travel Europe.
Yeah.
And just have a stable job.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like a good bucket list item that's achievable, but also still challenging.
Yeah.
Sensible.
Yeah.
I think we all need some sensible goals too, as well as some like big dream goals to keep us going. I'd say for me, I want to go somewhere outside of the country for once. That's the cat.
She's howling. Anyways,
I want to go outside, out of the country, because I haven't done that yet. Maybe Iran, which is where my family's from.
Really?
Or
Oh,
she's Persian.
We've talked about
that. Oh, okay.
Yes. So even just the Middle East area would be so cool. And then I kind of want to go skydiving. And I bet I won't want to do that when I'm actually up in the air about to jump, but I think I want to go skydiving. Okay. I've always thought it would be fun. Who knows if I'll end up doing that?
I don't know. There was a time in my life when I wanted to go skydiving. I think when I turned 50, I'm like, yes, just do it. And then once I was researching it and some people were telling me where to and where not to go,
Yeah.
I finally figured out that this is not something that I want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I'll probably hit that point soon.
It could happen.
It's the thrill of the thought of doing it.
Yes.
Mhm.
And then I was like, nah, I don't think so.
I remember you telling me, like around, like before you turned 50, you're like, I'm gonna go skydiving, and I was like, Dad, Mom's gonna kill herself. She's gonna die.
Talk some sense into her.
I was like freaking out.
Oh my.
And Dad was probably like, it'll be fine.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah.
All right.
Bucket list.
Bucket list.
Now on to our questions. Are you ready?
Okay, I think so.
All right. First question, just generally, tell us about like your upbringing. How did you make it in this moment?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, you want me to hold that?
Yeah.
Well, I was the youngest of 3 siblings, and my mom and dad and my siblings and I lived in North Hollywood, California, which is really cool now. But back then it was kind of gross. I mean, it wasn't gross. It was okay. It just was
Not as nice.
not as nice as it could have been, right? So it was a cute little neighborhood. We had a fabulous house filled with lots and lots of love and parties and, just a whole bunch of church friends that were coming over, and my siblings and I and my parents, we grew up in the Melkite Catholic Church, which is kind of a Middle Eastern based Catholic church. And so all of our friends were from the church. And I still have those friends to today. So it was just kind of cool to have that kind of community. Yeah, we were growing up. So I went to high school and all that stuff. And then when I graduated high school, I went to Cal State Northridge. And I was a music major because I thought I wanted to be a concert pianist.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
But the problem is that I wasn't very good at piano. So that didn't quite work out in my favor. Plus, I didn't know how to do college very well. I didn't get the whole nuances of everything in the big campus because I kind of went to a small high school. And so when I got there, I was just afraid and I didn't know what I was doing. And I got on academic probation. And it was awful. It was really awful. I was paying for university on my own. So I was like, I can't afford this. I can't get D's. So I left, went to pass. This is a very long story. Are you sure? Because I'm almost 57. So this could go on for days. I went to Pasadena City College and I loved it. Loved it. And finally got my grades where they should have been.
Good.
And, not should have, but, my potential was greater than what I was at before. And then I finished my associates there and then went to Cal Poly Pomona. And Cal Poly Pomona, go Broncos, is where I studied in the College of Business, and I met your dad. And that's a whole other story that there's no time for that for sure. And then we started dating, and we were dating for a little bit and got married. I think we were dating for 3 years or 2 years, 2 years, and then engagement. And then we got married in 1995. And so this year is our 30th anniversary.
Wow.
I know.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Well, the love boat soon we'll be making another run. Okay. And then 10 years into marriage, we were like, you know what? Maybe we should have a child. I wasn't really like on the list of things that I was going to do in my life. Really, we just kind of said, let's just be the couple that, dual income, no kids, and, do all that stuff. And Dad and I just kind of looked at each other and said, when we're 80 years old, swinging on a porch swing somewhere in Tennessee. I don't know. Do we really just want to look at each other? And so we're like, let's have a kid.
Yep. And look,
we did. So, yes, just like this.
Mm-hmm.
Just like this. And it was a fun time. They say there's no books on parenting, right? Which is a bunch of baloney to me. There are tons of books on parenting.
Yeah.
There are tons of books on parenting. And my advice is don't read any of them.
Mm.
You just got to go with your gut. So, and common sense, right?
Right.
So, anyway, we had Amanda and, just living the life since there's so much other stuff. But, this is,
Yeah.
right there. She's the one.
Thank
Wow.
you so much.
Wow.
So,
For the next question.
yes. Our next question. What would you say were your pivotal points in your career?
Oh.
So in my career, well, I think working while I was going to college was really a valuable experience for me.
Yeah.
And I worked for Nordstrom and in the Estee Lauder department.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a big company, right? And the tools that I got because of the big company that it was have carried me to this day.
Mm.
So it's really cool because at the time you're like, oh, my little jobs, what I'm doing now is they really give you the foundations for the jobs in the future that you get and shape you in how you want to conduct your career. So I enjoyed Estee Lauder until I didn't, and then I did again, and then I didn't. So these ups and downs of careers, are pivotal points.
Mm-hmm.
Another pivotal point was when I decided to leave the industry. And I was just kind of, I had had enough. I had learned all I could learn, and I thought that I could do more and serve more, I think, serve a population more.
Yeah.
Am I boring you?
I'm tired. I didn't sleep well.
Honey.
Okay, keep going. And then you got your doctorate.
And then,
yeah.
Okay. And then, no, I didn't get the doctorate yet.
Not yet?
No.
I thought you left the industry and then got your doctorate.
No, I left the industry after I got my MBA. Actually got my MBA while I was in that whole shebang. And then I left the industry to go and teach. And it was my mentor at Cal Poly Pomona. May she rest in peace. She said, why don't you come teach a class? And I thought, okay, I can do that. Let's go. And so I started teaching one class, and I just really, really loved it. I really, really loved it. And I loved working with students. Undergrads are amazing. Undergrads are so life-giving and joyful and annoying, and they're just it's a challenge, but it's not one I would ever trade. And I've been teaching ever since.
22 years, right? 21?
25.
25.
25 years. And absolutely wouldn't change a thing.
All right.
Yeah.
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 That's that's inspiring to hear, just because I want to be a teacher. And I'd never considered higher education, undergrad, until I came to college. And it's weird to be a college student and be like, I want to teach other college students potentially. But like I just feel like this is a really special age where like they're just now reaching adulthood.
Yeah.
And like navigating life and still, but they're still like they're fresh adults. They're baby adults. And so it's I'm interested in it as well. So that's really inspiring to hear.
Yeah.
Especially the awkward part. You know, they don't have it all figured out yet. But
they think they do.
Yes.
Which is fine. And I allow them, my students to have that experience because it's important that they believe that they can do anything. But then they kind of figure out and realize that, well, maybe not. Yeah. And maybe I do need to pay attention and listen and absorb. And so I can't, that whole you can lead a horse to water.
But it can't make
it drink, right? So I just allow, them to figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
I love how we're both like holding our mic.
I was like, one of us is going to catch it. Okay. We're going to get deep with this next one.
Yes. Deep.
What is one of the hardest parts about being a mother?
Oh. Not knowing if you're doing the right thing and that you're in it for the long game. So the decisions that you may have made or that you're making will affect the future. Those are really, really hard decisions that I'm not making on my own. I make them with my chosen life partner. And when you don't agree on some things, then the negotiation that you're making on somebody else's behalf, that's a biggie. It's a big one.
It's a big responsibility too.
Huge. And we have my one and only, and then there are some families that have 2, 3, 4, 5, and those decisions just compound. And what is good for one child is not going to be a blanket, we did for one, now we'll do for 2 and 3 and and I'm no expert on the second and third and fourth one,
right.
But I do know that the decisions that are made, those long-term ones are pretty important.
Yeah.
And then what was the other one?
What is your favorite part?
Yes. What is your favorite part about being a mom?
Oh, I have so many favorite parts of being a mom. Just the mere fact that when she is in my presence, I feel like everything's going to be okay. Life is good. There's nothing that could be wrong with the world when she is here. I think that's one of the best parts. And the other thing is watching her mature. I'm talking about you like you're not here. Watching you mature and make decisions that are tough, but also knowing that you can come to me when you have a problem or something isn't going right or you're just kind of having a shitty day or whatever, that I can be there. That to me is such a blessing. And that's also when you know that you have made good decisions way back then that will help, that have formed this.
Yeah. All of that kind of stressors. What if I'm not doing the right thing? And then you get to look at not the final result, but like where Amanda is now and just be like, oh, I did something right. Something right.
Yeah.
I started to get emotional. I'm not even a mother. But I was like, oh my gosh, that's so special.
It's true though. I mean, you have, it may not be a mother relationship that you have, but you have a daughter, you're a daughter to your mom. And that is a very, very vital part of your identity.
Yeah.
And you have 2 shots at parent-child relationships. You have two shots. You have one as a child and you have an opportunity as a parent. And you tend to, kind of nuance the things that were a little bit off with, and she's going to nuance if you decide to have children, and you don't have to. There's no obligation. But you nuance the things that were like, my mom did this, but yeah, the hell, you can make those decisions, and that's how it should work. That's how it's supposed to work. Yeah. And I, if she decides to have children, you decide to have children, I wouldn't take offense to how her decisions to raise her children would be, because that's evolution.
That's true. About that, like being able to come to you at the end of the day, like if I'm having a shitty day, or like ask for advice. I'm glad as a daughter I can also do that for you.
Yeah.
Like, you've raised me well enough that I can do that for you.
Yeah.
And you've raised me in a space where like I can share my feelings with you, so that it's made me feel like you can share. I'm being redundant.
To your point though, and I think one of the more important aspects of parenting is that you shut up and listen to your kids. And you don't have to always have the answer. Sometimes it just, you got to listen and just shut up. Yeah. And be in the moment and ask questions. What else? What next? What more? Tell me more. How does that feel? Yeah. Because, when someone is giving you advice sometimes and you don't want to hear it, there's a little bit of resentment there too. It's like, are you really listening to me? And so I think if someone were to ask me, what's your biggest piece of parenting advice?
That was our next question. What is one piece of advice you would give to mothers out there, or what is one thing that has helped you throughout your journey?
Yeah. Shut the fuck up. Right?
Yeah.
Just let them speak and let them teach you. Let children teach you what they need. We're not letting them run amok. We're not going to, go stick your finger in that light socket there and see what happens. No, there's sometimes where you got to, do a little smackdown. But you can't protect them from everything. So just shut up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, there was that little point during COVID, I think, that I was just like begging you to listen to me. Just listen to me. And you did.
Yeah.
And I think like for a while that was like, she's listening to me?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Like, she's actually like listening to what I ask her to do and like letting me set boundaries.
And it was important. I mean, because COVID just sucked all around. But it also sucked because you were, 13, 14. And that was just a crappy time for any individual growing and getting a sense of self and agency. And so when you said that, I was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So it's okay to acquiesce. I don't know if that's the right word, but it's okay to let go a little bit. If up until that point, the child has proven that they are smart enough to make pretty decent decisions. I mean, I didn't go let her, take off and, run amok, like I said, but you just have to temper.
Yeah.
You have to temper it.
Yeah.
Remember that one time when we got in an argument or something like that? It was during COVID. And of course you get into arguments. What are you going to do? So we got into arguments and it was like, it wasn't yelling. It was just kind of, you could feel the tension and whatnot. And then it was like, okay, well, what are we going to have for dinner?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you were like, why are we having this argument? And then all of a sudden everything is okay. And I don't remember what I said, but it was like,
Yeah.
it was like, how long do you want me to be mad at you before we forget about it and move on? We're over it. It was like, how long do you want to sit in anger before it's like, screw it, and let's talk about dinner.
Yeah. Because like, especially during COVID, like the only people that we had to interact with were each other.
Right.
So it was just like, okay, yeah, we're mad at each other, but like, who else am I going to talk to?
Right.
Yeah.
The cats?
Which, he is quite a good listener, the
Yeah.
cat.
Yeah. Dino.
The cat. We have to remember that pets are very important in raising a family.
Oh, yeah.
Because they can actually provide a good sounding box. It's like, did you just hear what Amanda just said? What the hell is she saying? And so you kind of do that passive aggressive pass off to the pet. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like also growing up like with multiple siblings and like a big family, when something happened and I felt like alone, I'd like take my pet in my room and I wouldn't be alone. They didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
But I had someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Layla, how many siblings do you have?
I have 2.
And where are you in the...
I'm the oldest.
Oh, okay. So big responsibilities, and perhaps you may feel like you have to bear the brunt of all of the responsibility.
Yeah. And I feel like I also kind of am like the glue of my family a little bit because I don't know. I'm very good at resolving things. And I feel like sometimes when 2 people are fighting in my family, I kind of have to go from one side to the other and try and like mend things, which was hard when I went to college because I wasn't there. And I still got texts like, no.
Yeah, like, Layla, can you please tell? Da, da, da.
Can you please tell? And I'm like, I'm away. You're in the same house.
Yeah. Be advice time now.
Yeah.
Because I'm the youngest
Mm-hmm.
of 3, but very close with my sister.
Mm-hmm.
And my sister is a Layla.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So as you mature and grow, I would advise you
Mm-hmm.
to let them do what they need to do.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you're upset. I'm sure you are. I hope you can figure this out.
Yeah.
And let them figure it out.
Yeah.
There's Mel Robbins. I don't know if you...
My mom loves.
Yeah.
ramen.
Yeah. It's kind of our gen
Yeah.
kind of thing, but really good advice there. And what she says is basically, if they're going to be upset or if they're going to think this about this or you or whatever, let them.
Let them.
And then let me focus
Yeah.
on how I can best navigate it for myself.
Yeah.
So I think that's important for the eldest in a family.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's hard when like I know how to fix it, but then I remember I don't have to all
No,
the time.
no.
Let them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I got my doctorate
Mm-hmm.
in leadership of all things, right? And that was one thing that a very, very powerful professor in that program said.
Mm-hmm.
She said, we're going to start this whole program, and you need to know that there will be problems, and you are getting a leadership doctorate. You are a doctor of leadership. You are an expert. So you're going to feel obligated to have to fix things.
Oh.
And just because there's a problem doesn't mean you have to fix it.
Mm.
You just kind of have to let it be.
Let them.
Mm-hmm. Pick your battles.
Yeah. I never kind of connected that to leadership because it's the same. Being a leader, you know how to fix things and get involved, but then it's like, do you have to?
Right.
And
right.
yeah.
And sometimes you don't need a title to be a leader. And it's just thrown upon you. It's thrust upon you.
Yeah.
And what do you do with that? And chances are the best thing you can do in a leadership position, even when you're not given the title, is to just listen and absorb and then let them figure out how to resolve things.
It was so meaningful. Like,
Good advice.
you
Oh my
always
gosh.
have, like, you just, the way you talk is so experienced, and like you like know what you're talking about, and the advice you give is so like meaningful. It's
Yeah.
quite a skill to
agree.
have.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's not from, you know, it's not from everything's been perfect. It's been far from perfect with relationships and whatnot, and it just comes from experience. Uh, and and you'll want to have all the answers. You
Mhm.
really will, and you won't. And it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay not to have all the answers.
It is okay.
Mm-hmm.
We'll figure it out eventually.
I always think we're all just living life for the first time.
Yeah.
All of us.
Well, we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and aging. Oh my gosh. You know, you don't have knowledge of this. This is like the first time you're getting older. So it's like, wow, I didn't know that was going to happen. You know, what's going on here and here and here. And but what's great about aging is that you can reflect back on the decades that you've been around. And if someone is caring to know how to go about certain things, I'm willing to offer that information. But I'm not just going to pound it down your throat.
Right. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have good questions.
That's all Layla.
I know, it was both of us. We'll talk in the car.
Yeah.
How do you feel as me? I mean, I want the good, not the, oh, you're the best mom. I want like the, how does it feel to navigate kind of a kooky mom?
It's not as hard as I think you're making it sound. Cause I mean, like, I don't think I've ever really like I've never like
Music, just random music. Alexa, off. Hey Sonos, turn off the music. There we go.
anyways. What was I saying? I've never really had to learn to navigate anything because it's just been my life. Like, yes, as you've grown and changed, like I've had to like learn and adapt to like the new parts of your personality.
New? What's
New.
like? What's new?
Like,
oh, like what's new?
I don't know if I can give an example. Like,
how about when did my personality change, or has it just always been changing, or not changing?
It's always been like evolving and shifting, but I think like a more visible change was probably after I graduated high school.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't seeing you as much. And I think like, well, I was adapting to being an adult, and you were adapting to having a daughter who was an adult, trying to make her way alone in the world, alone.
Yeah.
And like, I feel like both of us got a little bit more mature, and that made our relationship almost feel like less of like mother-daughter and like best friends.
Yeah. And I find it's like, I don't want to be a best friend with my daughter.
That's stupid.
I mean, I get it. I do. I get it. There's a, you are the mother, right? And you are the daughter. We understand those roles. But why not? I mean, you're fun.
Yeah.
I like hanging out with you. And you know enough not to do certain things that tear down the boundary of that mother-daughter relationship. But if you can get along great, why the hell not?
Yeah.
We have fun.
And you're fun.
I know.
And you're the one with the wallet.
I know. I am so waiting for the day when you are like, Mom, I'm making enough money. I'm taking you to, I mean, it could just be the Red Roof Inn in San Dimas, but it doesn't matter that you're going to pay for.
Okay. Hey, the last time I wanted to take you out to lunch, you were like, okay, yeah, you'll pay. And then they gave us the check. This was when we saw April Kepner.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I was
And
like,
then-
I'm going to pay.
yeah.
And you were like, no. And then
Yeah, it was too much. It was just too much. What
Yeah.
was her name? Like her real name.
April Kepner?
Yeah, from Grey's Anatomy, the actress. I wanted her so much to smile at us.
Yeah. But did you watch Grey's Anatomy? No?
No, you never. She's the one with the red hair. It's
No idea. No
It's okay.
idea.
Yeah.
it was. You know what? When people are like, I'm just not starstruck like that. It's like, I am starstruck. I'm the one that would pull out the camera. Can I take a selfie with you?
When else would you get the chance?
No, I know. I'm from Los Angeles. I'm all about the stars. And I've yet to meet Martha Stewart. If that ever happens in my lifetime, I'm telling you, I'm taking all the pictures.
Well, that's a bucket list item.
That is back to the bucket list. Meet Martha Stewart. Yeah. And she's quite influential in the whole cooking thing. It was really, she was aside from my mom was the big cook in the family, and my dad was an amazing cook too, but that was more of a production for my dad. It was like, okay, everyone clear out. I'm cooking. And it was delicious. But my mom was the everyday layering of flavors, from the heart cooking. But when I was learning how to cook, I really learned a lot from the Martha Stewart shows back in the 80s and 90s. They were just, she was very proper back then, and she's proper now, but she's a little looser with Snoop. But I loved Martha Stewart. Yeah. I mean, I still do. She's still alive, and I would love to meet her.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're off on a tangent
So
of
if
Martha Stewart.
is watching.
You never know.
Hey, Marthy girl.
Hey.
Martha Stewart. You're my girl. You're my girl. I wouldn't be cooking today if it weren't for you and my mom and my sister, and the fact that I needed to lose 30 pounds, which is, I told you that, right? I had to lose 30 pounds after graduate school, after my MBA. I was on a solid, beautiful diet during that program of chili cheese Fritos, which are delicious. Delicious. And Diet Coke. But I needed to lose 30 pounds. I didn't know how to cook. So I started, really diving into Martha Stewart and watching all of her shows and trying to teach myself how to cook. And then I went to weekend culinary school in South Pasadena.
Yeah. Was that the ice?
That was
Culinary Educator? Or no,
no.
that was like one that doesn't exist anymore.
Right. It
Yeah.
was, it turned into Le Cordon Bleu, but before then it was the Southern California School of Culinary Arts. And they had weekend programs, and I went almost every weekend and learned all of the things.
Yeah.
And that started the whole cooking experience.
Oh, yeah. Now you're a social media influencer.
Yes, you are.
Hey, you have 12,000 followers.
I don't know how that happened. I'm sure many of them are just bots that,
Oh, no.
glommed on and were like, okay, this chick is pretty weird. I don't know. I did have a cooking show that was on local cable. And
in the pantry.
in the pantry, cooking with Laura. And this was the days of VCRs. So,
Oh, wow.
do you know what a VCR is?
Nope.
No. Okay, so
A VCR.
yeah, we watched Baby Einstein was on a DVD.
Oh, I
Yeah.
loved Baby Einstein. Right?
Baby Galileo was Amanda's favorite. She loved Baby. Do you remember Little Einstein? What was it called? Little
Yeah,
Einstein?
Little Einstein.
Baby Einstein.
We're going on a trip.
My favorite rocket ship.
Little Einstein. Little Einstein.
It's just our musical episode.
What about I don't remember what we were talking about.
VCRs? Oh, your
VCR.
cooking show.
Oh, the cooking show. So the cooking show we did meaning me and Paul, and then we would tape it, and then I'd have to send it in the mail to a bunch of local stations around the country. And so I was very popular in New Jersey, some suburb of New Jersey, and some area in Nevada. So I had a national show.
Wow.
And then that was before YouTube. So, and then that was that. That was like, okay, I'm done with that. What's next?
Yeah.
Or did I answer them all? Okay,
Yeah.
that's it. Okay. So in closing,
In conclusion,
I would say motherhood, although unexpected, I didn't expect to be a mom, is hands down the best thing I've ever done in my life. Absolutely wouldn't have it any other way. This one here is
pretty decent.
chef's kiss.
Yeah.
Chef's kiss.
I'm all right.
I love you to the moon and back. You are my sunshine. And I
only sunshine.
pinky swear I will love you even beyond my death.
All right. I love you too, I guess.
You just said all right.
All right. Yes. Peace out.
Peace out. Thanks for watching. Oh. Stay tuned for our next episode soon.
Yeah.
And thank you for coming on today. We appreciate you.
My pleasure. You both are just a joy.